this lotion. Hey, look at this jewelry here. We got a sale. And people are like just throwing things out at you, and your automatic response is always, oh, no, no, thank you. No, thank you. Right? Even though you might even be interested in a new flat iron. Right? So here, sometimes people just throw out objections. Oh, I don't know. I don't like commission. But they've never even attempted it or tried it before. So you always want to question the importance and see if it really is important to them. Then you answer it. So then you answer it with one of the things that we're going to go over today, one of the many options that you have to answer an objection. And you need to make sure that you have some of these responses memorized. There's so many audios, videos on YouTube that you guys can look up for specific objections, but you got to pick the ones that you like the most and memorize them so you have it at all times. Then you confirm it. So after you give them the answer, don't reply to the objection and then leave it hanging in the air. They may have not understood you. After you answer, ask something like that clarifies this point entirely. Don't you agree? Or that makes sense, doesn't it? Or is there anything else? Or did I answer that for you? Things like that. So you confirm and then you move on. So change gears. So when we were in person, this was a little bit more appropriate, but you make a signal with body language, like you move or you turn a slide, a page, or like right now, you move on to the next slide, so on and so forth. But a lot of times when you do that, sometimes you can just start off by saying, by the way. So, okay, you get over the whole thing. I don't have a lot of time. Okay, great. Well, our part-timers only work 8 to 10 hours a week. And just by doing that, they can make an extra 25 to 50,000 a year part-time. Do you think that'd be worth it to you? Oh, well, yeah. Okay, great. So, any other questions about time? No? Okay, perfect. Well, like I was saying before, or by the way, one of the best ways to get licensed quickly, and then you just move on, right? So that's the 6 steps to overcoming the objections. If you follow that process, you usually can get through it very quickly. So now we're going to go into the specifics. We're going to start with prospecting. We'll get into things sometimes over the phone, as well as during an IBA. And I think we have one slide about objections and orientation. So hopefully we'll have time to go through all of them. We're just gonna have to go a little quickly here. The slides will also be up on Google Drive, and obviously this will be recorded so you guys can look back at it if you don't have time to write down these objections.
Yeah, I'd be interested. We're gonna fly by this because I'd be interested in hearing those 90 in the business 90 days or less. What concerns, questions, or objections they've been hearing. So I think prospecting out and about is just as possible as it was before. I really do. You got people going to Disney World. It's possible. Go out and do it. When someone says, "Do you have a card?" This is actually new. I got a different one now. No, I save all my cards for my clients, but I can shoot you my information so that you have it. That's a variation. I switched it now, and I'll actually show my phone, and I'll say, "Have you ever heard of this app called Zoom right there?" Yeah, every single thing we do is virtual now. I don't ever carry cards, but I can text you though. What's your number? That's my new version of that. Right. So they're like, "Oh, okay. Wow. Things have changed. What? Here you go. I'll take your number." I don't ever really try to beat this, because if somebody is not willing to give me their number, they're not interested. They're not interested, and I gotta go find some person with interest because I don't got time. But if someone said, if you really want to try to overcome it, I really don't answer numbers that I don't know. I run a business, so other businesses call me all the time that I don't even know. What I will do is share my information with you, and later on this week, when you're not working or you got a free moment, we can chat more. Is that fair? And guys, just remember, this is not, overcoming objections is not going to work 100% of the time, but your ability to prospect in large quantities will average out results. And I don't have time. Time is negligible in the financial industry. Have you ever heard of Sheila Bustamante? Everybody has. and you know, I'll give an example of part-timers basically. Hey, is 5 hours in a week a lot of time? You know, there's people I did this yesterday actually at the Dulles Town Center because it was $5 Friday, Smoothie King. And I saw a guy, no, I already have a job. I work at a rec center. I was like, oh, really? Oh, how many hours a week do you work? Oh, you know, the normal 40. I said, wow, you're busy. And obviously that's not busy. But I said, hey, you know, the financial industry is very similar to real estate. People pick up licenses just on the side in real estate because they can make as much on the side as they do at their jobs, like full time, but on their own time. The difference is in the financial industry, you can do it all from home. Is 5 hours a lot in a week? Max 10? No. What if you were able to pick your own schedule? Nope. Okay. Well, look, I got to run, but I'll text you my number, actually. What's your number? That's exactly what I did yesterday. I'm not interested. Oh, yeah? What are you interested in? That's one answer that you can give. Great. Which part disinterests you? Because I hadn't really elaborated yet. That's another version. Or, you know, great. Which part disinterests you? They say whatever they say. Okay, that's fine. Do you know anyone that would be open to a additional $50,000 a year, running their own schedule, working from home with no boss? Just to reiterate how dumb of an answer that is, but not in a rude way. Not in a rude way. It's just, you know, calm. But most of the time, someone that says that just willy-nilly just wasn't thinking when they said it. It's the natural American human response. What do you guys do? Oh, I run a financial brokerage firm, so we help clients make good decisions with money. That's what we do. But in addition, we're opening more offices throughout the entire country right now. And we're just in a massive expansion phase. What do you do for work? How long have you been doing it? Oh, you like that? You like that? Okay. Well, do you ever keep your options open for anything else? If the money were better, if you could work from home? Choose your own schedule. Hey, how do you get paid? So our agents and brokers get paid in several ways. They get paid commission. And, you know, on top of that, they get bonuses, equity and stock, all expenses paid trips. You know, and what I'll do is like, I'll say one and then just machine gun the rest of them. So they can clearly see that it's way more than whatever you're getting at your job. It's commission. But, you know, on top of that, they get bonuses, equity and stock, all expenses paid trips. Regional vice presidents get residual income. You know, there's so many different ways. I don't even have time to go through all of them. But does that answer your question? How many different ways do you get paid at your job now, and how often? Are people get paid 15 to 30 times a month? How many times do you get paid at your job? Is that it? Yeah. So like those are prospecting out and about, guys. I think it's still alive and well. I think you can get 70 numbers a week, 10 numbers a day. And if you get 70 numbers a week, there's zero reason you don't get 2 to 4 directs a week.
Awesome. So I'm gonna talk about Facebook prospecting, which could probably be the same thing right now as LinkedIn. A lot of people are starting to use that more. So usually, I mean, if people are looking for a typical role or job, then they're going to ask these questions are normal. So never feel offended if people ask these questions. This is a normal thing, especially if we're talking to people that are like used to going out, applying, looking for jobs, things like that. So they'll ask, what's the name of the company? I usually just say, hey, we're an independently run firm. I have no objections with saying Primerica, but usually I'll say this first just to get them to have some familiarity. It's an independently run firm. We partner with many companies you're familiar with, like AIG, MetLife, Lincoln Financial, and American Funds. Have you heard of those? Okay, great. And then move on. What's the position or role? It's in financial services, but we're just looking for people in either management, leadership, or customer service experience. Would you fit in any of those or know anyone that does? And see, when you look at these, a lot of these end with questions, right? So if you're on social media, you're not having a conversation like Josh is in person. So you always want to leave it kind of open at the end so that it elicits a response from them. I don't know anyone in that field. Hey, that's fine. I tend to hire professionals in many other industries or backgrounds because they're open to supplemental income as long as it's flexible around their schedule and they don't have to make a career change. And now we're adding and you can work from home. So would you be open to learning more? A couple other questions people ask, can you email me more information? Unfortunately, due to regulations, I'm not able to email that much more than we have discussed already. But if you have a serious inquiry, I can give you a call with more information. What's the best number and time that I can reach you later today? Then you just try to get to the number. I don't really try to get into the whole conversation about emailing and what to email and what you can and don't. So I just say, hey, we're not able to email a lot of information, so I can give you a call. Some people say, I'm not interested. Similar to kind of what Josh was saying. Okay, that's fine. I'm opening my own office in the next 90 days and we're rapidly expanding. Obviously, we already have our own location, but they don't know that. We're in charge of hiring, right? So you guys can say that. You could be opening up your own place, whatever the case may be. But I always found my best people come from a direct referral. Do you know anybody, any good people that might be keeping their options open? So that's it. That's another way there. So good question in addition to this, Joali. So people sometimes will ask for a job description because they're going to be getting scheduled to either Shaq's webinar or they're watching the 20-minute animated video. I'll always just say, well, hey, our webinar or the meeting that we're going to schedule is designed to answer all of the questions about the position, the role, how everything works. And then I'll just say, so what time can we get you scheduled to get you those details? That's usually what I do. I don't ever send them any type of whole job description because if you guys, this is not a job. It is a business opportunity. So also for compliance reasons, we have to be careful. You can't necessarily be saying, hey, this is a job and I'm hiring for a job. It's an opportunity. So I don't really send out any I forget what I was saying. It doesn't matter. So with
job
that
description.
Yeah, job description.
You don't send any.
Right. So booking warm interviews. We're running out of time, guys. So I think we're gonna skip through this. But
we have a video for that.
Right. So I'll leave it up for a second so you guys can look at it. If you want to take a snapshot, you can. We also have another video on YouTube going over the same stuff. And then
just make sure that when they ask if it's commission, you say absolutely. I'm so thrilled that you asked that question. Absolutely. What else could it possibly be? What, hourly? Salary? No, just don't do that last part. Just absolutely. With joy. Yeah.
Right. More objections that people may say on the phone for warm, calling a warm list, cold interviews. So we have literally a Steam script on Google Drive on the standard hierarchy. So if you look at that, the front page has the script, the back page has all of these objections. How'd you get my number? I don't have a background. I want to stay in my field. Is this sales? All of that. Some of those are on there. Some of them aren't. So like I said, these slides will be up there. If you guys have other questions right now, I'm just giving you a heads up. Type in the chat right now. Any other objections that you are getting that we may have not covered yet. Start typing them in the chat so we can address those for you guys. Here's a couple more. What's the pay like? Hey, can vary, but I do have people working 8 to 10 hours a week and make an extra 20 to 50,000 per year part-time. Is that something that you think would benefit you? I don't know anybody that would say no to that, right? An additional 20 to 50,000 per year part-time. Some people aren't even making that full-time right now, right? Is it commission? Well, yes. I like to use the word performance-based. I don't know why. Ever since I've started, I've always said that. But it's performance-based. Why do I feel comfortable saying that? Because I feel that I can perform. A lot of people have issues with commission because they feel sometimes they may not perform. But if you're confident that you can perform, then you can do well. Now, I say, well, yes, it's performance-based, because if I were to pay someone hourly or salary, they'd be getting severely underpaid for the service they're providing. Now, if you're uncomfortable with working that full time, the part-time opportunity is great to supplement your current income. If you can keep your consistent paycheck, because that's what people are afraid of, losing their consistent paycheck. If you can keep that, would you keep your options open for part-time? I don't have time. We kind of talked about that already. Closing the IBA. I got to think about it. Okay. Well, obviously you want to take time thinking about it, unless you were seriously interested, would you? Just to clarify my thinking, what is it that you wanted to think over? Is it the company, my personal integrity, the time? Is it the money for the IBA? So on and so forth. Just try to get more specifics from them. I have to talk to my spouse or my parents. Of course, I agree. And this is great, because then you can set up an appointment, right? So of course, I agree. I always meet with the spouse or parents right away just to make sure they're in your corner. So at least we can take care of the paperwork. So at least we can take care of the paperwork to see if you can qualify to work with us. And once we go over everything together with them, if they don't feel the same way or as excited as you are right now, remember, it's still refundable. So would you use a Visa or MasterCard? Move right into it, right? Sometimes they don't move forward with the payment. That's fine, guys. The payment is just a payment. Get an appointment, set an appointment with their spouse so that they can see it. And then, or if they're young, set an appointment with their parents, right? Because their parents are probably going to be the ones that are going to help them pay for it if they are younger as well. All right, I don't have the 124. So this is an old way to overcome. I'm not going to go through that one. Usually people say I don't have the 124. Now my patience has kind of gone down. So I just say, okay, great. You just got to wait till your next paycheck. Yep. Okay. When do you get paid next? Friday? Perfect. Let's schedule a time to meet back on Friday. Do your orientation, your fast start meeting. We'll just take care of the application then. That's it. Move on. Why do you have to pay? Like I said, my patience has gone down with this, but if anyone's
gonna get that, we're rarely gonna get that.
Rarely getting that now, right? People understand it's a certification. I'm not good at sales. You can learn. Where do you get your clients or leads? That's a big one. I go into just a business client example, like having a grand opening. Who would you invite? And then going through talking about how we're going to help them get referrals through training. I don't feel comfortable with full commission. Same answer before. You can just do it part-time, still take care of your bills through your job. And then during the orientation, I don't get this that often, to be honest, any of these, but I know it does come up because it has come up for me in the past. But do I have to talk to my friends and family? I usually say, well, I mean, would you rather talk to people you don't know? I mean, here it's a like and trust business. So do you think that people would want to talk to you that you don't know about their investments and their savings? Maybe not. Wouldn't it be easier for your training to talk with people that already like and trust you? And then
there's also the element of doing good things in general. Like once you paint a picture of every single thing that we do, like I'll show. And you may not have examples of clients yourself, investment clients. Talk to your regional vice president. I guarantee you they do. And they'll send you blacked out examples of accounts that are over $1 million.
Right.
and say, hey, if this were possible to at all do for someone that you love, would you rather do this right here to a stranger or with a stranger or someone you love? Like she just said.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And I know on Shay's team, she does very good with giving examples of how the company has helped her family, previous death claims of clients, the difference that we've made. So it's perfect, guys, to do that. Why wouldn't you want to do it for people that you love and care about? And why do you need my list and contacts? So we don't get that often either. But I mean, if someone wants to build a business, they just gotta introduce us to people, right? It's better than going out and advertising and posting ads and things on websites. You introduce us, we do the work for you, we get the business started for you. So those are the ones we have. I didn't see anyone type anything into the chat.
Hey, look, I see. I'm just gonna identify people that I know. We got Gabrielle May. We got Sammy Munoz. We got who else is 90 days or less? Peter Brown, Tyler Murphy. All of you guys, if you can tell me one question, concern, objection that you've heard in the last 7 days, or maybe how you overcame it, just one. That would be great. Just unmute yourself when you're ready. There you go, Gabrielle, I see you.
Sure. So I've actually recruited a friend of mine's younger brother last week. He works in IT, so he works about roughly like 40 to 50 hours a week, and he was really nervous about the whole using his people contact wise. We basically explained to him, like, if you open a restaurant, like, would you want to invite your friends and family and have them invite their people? And he was like, yeah, totally. And I was like, dope. So Jimmy is actually a beast at this, because she's like, car dealership, what's their inventory? Cars. Restaurant, what's their inventory? People. You're in financial services, so you want to help out your friends and family. He wound up having a contact list of 175 people.
Wow.
So we're going through his list right now. Yeah.
And that's how you do it.
Oh, there you go. Hey guys, an objection is just a request for more information. Once you answer it, keep it moving. Keep it moving. That's amazing. And Gabrielle, I know you're doing very, very well, so that's awesome. So I have a question. I guess it's not necessarily an objection, but it's just more so about the follow-up process. So if somebody no-shows to a webinar or a follow-up, I usually will I will send them a text or a call afterwards. If they don't get back to me, they don't get back to me. But some people may say, oh, sorry, I apologize, I got caught up with this or that. Then I just try to reschedule. But when you guys start to understand the philosophy of recruiting, you'll realize that that one person is not a big deal, right? And I know a lot of the veterans here understand that, but when someone's brand new or thinking about it, hey, just follow up with them. If they follow up, great. If they don't, on to the next one. Whose song is next? Thank you. Next.
Just think
Ariana Grande, right?
Yeah.
Thank you. Next.
Thank you. Think of one. Just really try and think of one big corporation or company that is successful that has one or two or three people. Impossible. I mean, you can't think of one.
Right. And think about it. You guys we are the ones in control, guys. If you went and did an interview or scheduled an interview with any other corporation and you didn't show up or let them know, do you think they care? They're on to the next person, right? So just don't even worry about it too much. Follow up, send a nice text, leave them a voicemail. Hey, we missed you. Did something happen? And then they don't get back to you. They don't get back to you. Any other questions, guys? I mean, we had a lot of slides up there. We'll post the presentation, but any other questions about anything we covered today?
Can you elaborate more on the fact that it's a business opportunity? I will if you put your name, your first name, because I want to know who I'm speaking to. I see ILA. I don't know what that means. But for everybody else, I want to see, because we can't see your face, so I don't know who that is. But if someone, he's talking about, we don't say that it's a job.
Right.
Everybody on this call, this Primerica is not a job. When you speak to someone, you better not say, I work for Primerica, because you do not work for Primerica. You have not designated yourself on a W-2 tax code through the Primerica Corporation. Therefore, you are not employed by Primerica. Therefore, you can't say you work for Primerica. Nor are you really supposed to say, hey, I'm, we're hiring. We're looking to give jobs away. Would you like one? Do you want a job? Like that vocabulary can't exist on the phone in conversations with other people. You can substitute the word job for, hey, we are looking to fill more roles in our firm, because that's true. We're looking to expand and find more talent within our firm, because that's true. Are you keeping your options open for a better opportunity? It's just better. Opportunity sinks in with the right person. You say job, guess what they say? I already have that. I already have a job, not interested. And the business opportunity, you might even elaborate that it's not just an opportunity for you to pick up a license on the side like real estate, but you might elaborate on top of that and say, hey, throughout our expansion phase, we want to open more locations. So we're looking for more franchisees to train and develop. Just like McDonald's will train and develop a manager into an operator, aka franchisee, we do that same thing too. Have you ever thought of owning a business or a franchise? If you could, that's an elaboration.
Right. All right, guys. Well, I don't see any other questions. So definitely check out the PowerPoint, rewatch the video. If you guys have any other specifics that you haven't asked and would like to still ask us, hit us up on Telegram. We are available and open to answering that. If it's not specific objections, but about anything else that we're doing and the success we're having, we're always open to answering questions. So we appreciate you guys getting on. It is the 17th of the month. Half of the month is gone. And we got to pick some things up, guys, as a team, as a hierarchy. So let's keep it going. Try to get those 4 tickets for Universal, right?
Did they restart that? By the way?
Yeah. So from the 16th moving forward, you have to play up during that period to get the 4 tickets. So, but yeah, guys, thanks for getting on. We appreciate you. Meet with your team, set up a bunch of appointments and make some things happen. See you guys.